Bali is a beautiful island. The beaches, the jungles, mountains and volcanoes, rivers and waterfalls, the rice fields. It's such a beautiful place. Who here likes spending time in nature in Bali? But what is the one thing that makes these experiences in nature less enjoyable? All the trash. We all enjoy spending time in nature, but sometimes the amount of rubbish makes it hard. Spending time in nature is good for you. Community trails and paths can connect people to nature and promote a healthier lifestyle. And in a study conducted by Active Living Research, they found evidence that community trail users found benefits associated with using trails, such as fitness and health, relaxation, fun and enjoyment, seeking a challenge or personal control, or being outdoors and learning about nature. In Bali, we have so much access to beautiful natural environments, and spending time in all this beautiful Balinese nature can make our lives better. But unfortunately, with all the rubbish, it is sometimes hard to enjoy yourself. Bali produces 3,800 metric tons of rubbish every single day, 40% of which is dumped on the streets, rivers, beaches, or incinerated. This 5 kg bag of rubbish is 760,000 of these bags every single day. The rubbish that flows through the Bali Subak system eventually all ends up in the sea. Everything works in a system, and the way we treat nature all over Bali impacts many ecosystems, not just the one where you are at the time. We are all part of the problem. We can all do a better job with how we manage our waste. We all need to be a part of the solution. During some mountain biking adventures with my dad, we found a cool pathway through the rice fields near my house in Lotondo. As we kept exploring it, the pathway took us all the way to New Kuning and Ubud. The pathway was about 2 kilometers long. It was a cool pathway, although it was really rough or broken in some parts, making it almost impassable. But the real problem was all the trash. This path had the potential to be such a beautiful place and provide access for a natural environment for all the people living nearby. But with all the rubbish, it wasn't a very nice place. Someone had to try and do something about it. I could have cycled on by, but I decided that someone was me. This became my quest. The aim was to make a once beautiful natural environment beautiful again. And I hope to help people connect with nature and to help people understand that as a community, we can do better with how we treat nature. In my project, I cleaned and picked up trash in the worst parts, and every Wednesday morning and sometimes on the weekend, I worked hard to make the path more beautiful. Fixing the path was cheap but relatively difficult. I cemented a small section, and with a small amount of money and some hard work, we made a difference. During this quest, I found mostly plastic bottles, plastic bags, food wrappers, glass bottles, and cans. We also found some pretty odd things, like underwear, high heels, shoes, and socks. Sometimes I picked up trash in one area and then came back the next week and there was even more trash in the same area. It was hard work, and sometimes it felt like I wasn't making any progress, so I had to persevere, learning how to work hard, in the sun, with dirty rubbish, and sometimes feeling like the job is too big. But sticking to the task, this was a good learning experience. All throughout the project, I thought about putting bins along the path. At least there'd be a place for people to put their rubbish instead of just throwing it away. For a lot of the time, I thought the more bins the better, but who would empty the bins? Where would the rubbish go? In the end, I added 2 bins, one at each end of the pathway, and I made sure they had meaningful signs on them to make people think about the natural environment. I learned that picking up rubbish is only a temporary solution. What we need to do is create less waste and stop throwing rubbish away. Towards the end of the project, I contacted Sungai Watch to try and get a rubbish collecting boom across one of the main Subak channels entering the rice fields. This hasn't happened yet, but just because the project is being presented today doesn't mean the project stops. The problem was bigger than me, but I learned that every little positive action makes a difference, and just because a problem was too big didn't mean we can't have a go at finding a solution. Studies have shown that more than 1 in 3 teenagers experience some form of stress or anxiety. Growing up is more complex than ever. COVID made it worse. We should be taking stress and anxiety more serious. When I'm on the pathway, surrounded by nature, especially when I'm riding easily through it, I feel relaxed. I don't think about anything at all. I just like being there. I get a sense of freedom, and freedom is my middle name. I know other people will experience this too. I hope other people are more aware of the natural environment and how by keeping it clean, our connection to nature is stronger and our lives are better. I now have a better understanding of the relationship between our actions and our natural environment. And if we all want things to be better, then we all need to work together. Finally, I would like to thank Pak Herman and Pak Mare in my village, Vera, my quest teachers Ibu Angie and Ibu Laura, and Pak Budi, and Ibu Rachel as my speech mentor, and my dad, Pak Sao, although he didn't really do much. I would also like to thank the little pathway through the rice fields. I learned a lot from it. Working hard to make it better has given me so much more than just a rubbish-free bike ride to Ubud. Thank you.